This is me, Konak Mahmood, and this is my first tutorial about Vray, and today I'm going to show you that how can you render a product in 3ds Max. For rendering a product in 3ds Max, I'm going to use Vray, and first of all I'm going to set my gamma. I'm going to enable my gamma LUT correction. Gamma will be 2.2 and input gamma will 2.2 and output gamma will be 1. And material and colors, effect color sectors, effect material sectors. And here is a 3D model. There's a simple chair. I'm going to render it for you. I'll show the 3-light technique actually. By this technique you can render all kinds of product, and I think this is the best way to render a product. First of all, for rendering a 3D product, I have to make a background. For this, I am going to take a plane and the create panel and geometry panel. Here is a plane. I'm making a plane here, a simple plane, and in the modifier stick I'm going to align segment 1 by right clicking, and I'll go the left view and convert it to editable poly, and here is the vertexes, and I will move it a little bit far from the chair and take the segments. I'm going to select this segment, and in this viewport I'm going to make a backdrop like this, as smooth as you can. You can create it by any other way you like to do. This is the easiest way, I think, but you can also create it by using what was that called, chamfer box. That is also nice, and you can create it, but I'm making the backdrop by using a plane in editable poly, and here we go, we're making it here. Okay, and then we should as smooth as we can. It will be better for us. I'm actually taking the edge, and by pressing shift key I'm moving it. That's why it's copying. And by here I'm going to make back down here so that I can create a light here and it bounce from here to there. That's it, and we can move it to there. Okay, this is our product and the backdrop. We're going to assign a material in our backdrop. We can assign a default material, and which color should be white, and it will be pure white. So by clicking this, okay, so this is the right. And to take a shot of this 3D product, we're going to create a camera in the create panel. We're going to cameras, and we will select Vray cameras. Here is Vray physical camera, and we'll create a camera here to here. That's it. Okay, in the Vray modifier panel, and guess where it is. Okay, to in the viewport, we'll press by pressing C. By pressing C we can see through the camera, and shift F for the safe mode, and we can zoom out here. We can set our scene. We can zoom out from here too, the way that we want to set our camera. Take it 35 millimeter Okay, I can take it here. This scene is pretty nice. Okay, okay, where is it? I can also set it here. That's it. This a camera, and it's gas horizontal, this vertical, so that we have a straight view. Here is our chair. Now that's all. Now we're going to create lights, some lights for this chair. We're going to create panel, and the lights panel I'm going to select a Vray. We're going to select a Vray light here. Here we're creating a Vray light. Okay, with a W. That's this viewport. We're going to move this light here and here. Okay, let's see. Here is the light, and here is the light, and let's take a render, see what is going on. Oh, I have to show you the render settings before I start render. Here's the render settings. First of all, let's set the default render setup so that I can show you. Yes. And then we'll set the Vray. We're using Vray Advanced 2.00.03, so we're selecting Vray Advanced here so that we can access to the Vray. Now let's take a render here, and let's wait for a while so that we can see the render. And here you can see the nicely illuminations here without making any things, but we're not going to take this. Here was some passes that have been done before, so we have to, let's delete these passes from here. And in the common panel, we're going to a little bit lower resolution image so that we can render it as faster as it can. And in the Vray panel, we're going to use the Vray frame buffer, the Vray built-in frame buffer. This is work very good with Vray, that's why we're going to create it. And the global switches, we're going to off the hidden lights, and default lights will be off with GI so that we can calculate the GI. And after all this, we're in the image sampling, we're going to select adaptive DMC and anti-aliasing filter. We're going to I love to use Vray triangular filter, so I'm going to select that. And in the adaptive DMC image sampler, let's take this first for a faster render output. And in the color correction, I'm going to use exponential, and my gamma will be 2.2. Because we're using the frame buffer, we're going to sub-pixel mapping. And in the indirect illumination, we can see that there is no indirect illumination. If we render this, then it will be like this. Now let's just on this thing, indirect illumination or GI, and let's the primary bounce is irradiance map and secondary bounce is light cache, and irradiance map, let's use a preset is very low and show calculation so that we can see the calculations. And in the light cache menu, let's take this subdivide to 100 so that we can render a faster image and show calculation so that we can see what is calculating. And in the settings, leave it the way it is. For the dynamic memory limit, I'm using 8 GB RAM, so that let's make this 6000 and then render it. That's very fast, and see it is a little bit better output than before. Let's make some material for the chair so that we can see something better. For creating a material for this chair, we're going to in the material editor, let's take a material slot. Let's take this, and it's by default set it Vray material. If you are not in default setup, you have to go there and take the Vray material. That's for you. But if you are already making the default setup for Vray material, then you don't have to do that. You can just take a material slot and you can create your own material. And for creating a wood, I'm going to make a plastic wood or something like that for this chair, and we're going to take this material slot, and from the diffuse panel we're going to take a texture in the diffuse panel. Here we go, in my computer on the D drive, and then I can take this. Where is it? Here is the texture that I'm going to use. Okay, there is the texture, and I'm going to apply on this. So it is a group, so make it open, and then take this and just assign material to selection to this and show map, so that I can see what's going on. I'm taking this UVW map here so that we can actually perspective, so that we can just see this texture. If I off this, and then it should be like this, but in the UV texturing I am taking this box. I'm taking the mapping system as box and length 1 point. It is, you can actually manage it by your working. Okay, and then I am going to make a SS material for this to steel material, this to steel. So I'm going to take a material slot and take the diffuse color is like this, and reflect will be like this, and it will be fractional reflection in the background. And I'm going to click here, and fractional IOR will be 4. You can manage it after that. And the reflection glossiness will be down as 6.6. You can use it. We're going to make subdivision as 12, or it can be 15. That's it. This is our steel material, and we're going to assign it here and here. After assign it, for Let's make a render. Let's see what's going on in here. Now take a render here. You can see we're getting the SS steel here and the wood here, but for a better wood and some reflections in the wood, we're going to make some changes in our wood material. Here we go, to parent, and then take a copy to reflect. It will be a copy and it will be fractional reflection, so that we can get the diffuse map. So this is the diffuse map, and we're going to make bigger so that we can see that what's going on in the material. And in the reflect panel, we're going to take the color correction by clicking on the bitmap. We're going to take the color correction. Where is the color correction? Here is the color correction. We're going to take it and keep old map as submap, so that we can keep the previous map. Okay, and after taking this, also I'm going to make this a reflection map. So I'll copy this to here instance, so that I can see the results here, that what I am editing here. And we're going to saturation as 0, so that we can get a black and white image or a monochrome image. And lightness, will take the advanced lightness, so that we can increase its brightness. Let's make it 2, and when I'm increasing its brightness, my reflections is increasing. So let's just take it 2 or 2.5 here. It will be better for me. And then in this material, go to parent. Let's copy another to reflection glossiness. Not in instance, it will be copy 2. And in this panel, we are going to also copy this to here, and it will be instance, and we can take it here. We want to more glossiness, then we have to increase more, 3. You can take it 3 or 4. Yeah, it is good. And you can make more reflective by increasing this 3. It is good. 3 or 4, 5, 7. I think 6 is good. That's it. I can make it, and it's already assigned, so we can take a render again. Now you can see it's little bit more glossy and reflective. You can make more reflective by 10. I think it's good and enough. It will be 6. That's good. I think 6 is good. Let's take another render here, so that we can see what's going on. Okay, it's good. And to taking this, let's make some more interesting in the composition. We're going to close it and make a copy here, copy, and then rotate it to this way, W for move. Okay, and move it here. Now let's check the light parameters. Select the light, and in the real light parameters, it's in plan. Multiplier is 30. It's okay with me, because we're using Vray physical camera. By physical camera, we can increase or decrease the light, and it will cast shadow. You can make it invisible. I don't need it to make it. Okay, let's make it invisible. Actually, I don't need to make it invisible if my light is out of my camera. So let's see where it's not out of my camera, so I can make it invisible or something. I can move the light uh, out of the camera also. Let's make it invisible, and it affect the diffuse, affect the specular, affect the reflections. That's great because we don't have any environment to reflect or specular, so our light will be affect that. And we're making a mirror here so that we can copy another in that area. So let's make a copy, or like make an instance so that we can control it easily. So we're making a light here too, so that we have some. Now let's make a render again. Now as you can see, it's good, a very good lighting, but in the camera, let's select the camera. We are here, a still camera, and our f number is 2.8, which is making so much light inside. By default you'll get 8. You can make it 2.8 or 3. By decreasing your f number, you can get more light into your camera, so your image will be more brighter. And then my shutter speed is 100 and ISO is 60, so that we get a low noise image. Now let's make a render again. Let's see what we have done. Yeah, it's good, but we can increase more shutter speed here so that we can decrease the light. 150. Let's render it again. Yeah, I think this is good, this is really good, but we're getting some darkness area here, so let's make another light to the front. And here we're going to create a light, and it will be also a real light, and here, and from this viewport we're going to rotate to this. This light will not create directly light on the product. This light will make a diffuse light to the product, and it will just bounce from this area. And let's modify panel, it will be invisible, and its length, let's make some bigger. Okay, so and it will not affect the specular, it can affect the reflections. Okay, after all this, let's make a render again. Now you can see we are watching our product. That's very good. We can make a render in a bigger scale. So let's just check the render again. And this maps, we can take this map to the bump so that we can get more realistic in texturing bump, and our bump amount will be 50, and the color correction mode, we're going to take our gamma contents as 1, so that our bump effect strongly. Okay, that's all, and our subdivision will be 15. So let's take a final task of our render. Let's select the camera. And in here what I'm done to the white balance, I am taking this white balance to neutral, so that we can pick the pure white color actually. And I've done nothing, I just make this ISO speed to 60 so that we can get less noise image, and shutter speed I increase the shutter speed to get to decrease the light, and I've been decrease the f number to increase the light. That's it, that's all I've done. And I've been set my gamma to 2.2 in input and 1.0 at output. After all this, we are going to take the final task on the rendering viewport. Okay, in this common area we're going to set what size of image we're going to render. We're going to render 1280 by 720 image, and in the video viewport it will be, we're using frame buffer, and we'll take some passes so that we can take some pass, and we'll save separate render channels. Browse, let's choose a folder to, we can make the name passes. Okay, and we can make the file name 00. Save. Oh sorry, we can, PNG is good for me. Save. Okay, and this, okay, DMC video triangular filter is good. We're going to make this subdivision minimum 2 and maximum will be 6. That's good. Okay, our color exponential, that's all. Dark illumination, it will be on, and ambient occlusion, so that we're going to render a product. We don't need to so much ambient occlusion, so we're making to 6, and its radius will be can be 4, subdivision can be 12. Okay, we're going to render a high pass, and we're going to high, and custom it. I'm going to maximum radius 3 so that we can render by one pass, and we're going to detail enhancement. Okay, subdivision, so we have just 2 product here, and it's not that difficult product or something big, so we can use 800 subdivision is enough for that. Going to pre-filter is 64 is good, and use light cache for glossy ratio. That's all. And in the settings we're going to take 0.005 as noise threshold so that we can get less noise image. The minimum sample will be 25. Okay, our can be 7000 because I am using 8 GB RAM, and my RAMs are 2100 megahertz. At 64 is, you can decrease that for your better image, but I'm not going to do that. And that's all. And in the render element, we're going to take some render elements so that we can increase our output in the post-production. We're going to raw lighting, raw reflection. We don't have any reflection materials here, so we don't need any reflection. And Vray reflection filter, where is specular? We're going to take this specular. Okay, we can also use extra text for ambient occlusion. I will show it in my next tutorial inshallah, and then make okay. That's it. Then these are the paths that we can save. Okay, after all this we're going to render it. Click render, and let's wait for the output. sorry. We can make some reflections. We can also make some reflections as our backdrop or in the ground. So in this white material we can make some reflection. It will be professional reflection like this. Okay, 99 is good. 98, I can use it. Okay, now render it. Now we just have to wait for the output, and after the render we're going to take all the pictures to Photoshop, and we'll do some post-production work and color correction, and it will be done. I think this is the easiest way to work with products, because it don't take so much time to create lightings, and it's good. It's really good. There are lots of ways to render a product. Inshallah, I'll show some more technique to render a product in my next tutorial or in my upcoming tutorials. See, we're getting a very smooth SS material here and a glossy wood here, and it is good, and it don't take so much time to render it. It's just few 3 or 4 minutes. Wireframe buffer is an awesome option for us that we can render here. See, we can tell the renderer to that where it should render. That's good. See, this one, it's good. So very glossy. Here. By the way, I forgot to tell you that I'm using Max 2012 64-bit. See, now we're getting some reflection on the ground. That's really good. Here we're getting some reflections on the ground. Okay, we have finished our renders. And we are going to do some post-production works at Photoshop. I'm using Photoshop CC14, which is very new version, and we're going to open it. And from Photoshop we're going to take those passes from this passes. Here are all these passes: RGB, Vray raw lighting, Vray raw reflection, Vray specular, Vray reflection filter. Okay, let's open all the passes. We don't need the alpha because we don't have any empty background. Okay, these are all the passes. After opening all these passes, your workspace, its essential is good for me now because I'm not where is the raw lighting, reflections. First of all, we're going to select this, Control A, then select out and Control C for copying this, and we're going to paste this to RGB, and it will be soft light. You can see here is some differences we have made. You can also use overlay, it's also good. Overlay is not that bad, but soft light is okay. Let's try overlay, and my opacity will be 30%. Now see, it's good. Or you can use it 40. You can change the opacity as you want, and here is the Vray raw reflection, and then Vray raw reflection filter. We're just going to take the filter from here to Control V here, and we're going to use screen. You can see the reflections changes, and let's take this opacity to 40 so that we can see how much is changed. 40, I think 40 has so much, so I decrease it to 30 or 25. Let's take some reflection filter. I don't think that this reflection will work. Okay, let's make it try. Control C and Control V here, and make it to screen. That's too much, I think. Not that. It's not making that. Or multiply. Sorry, multiply. You can use it. Multiply is thing. It's not that bad. I can use multiply or overlay. I think overlay is good for this, but there is a little bit change. So here was our render, and here is after all this. So it's much better. It's going to more deep color, and we don't need this. There is a specular filter, and we're going to select this, Control I, Control C, and paste on this for this specular thing, and we're going to use a screen for this SS. You see, this SS is blackish, and after using it looks very nice, and we're going to make it 70. So that was our render, and after all this that was on this, and we're going to make some exposure adjustment by clicking here. Here we go. We're making a clone here. I'm not going to take this 0. Some gamma correction. Not making so much. A little bit of gamma correction. Levels. I'm going to take it. Some more areas like this. It's very this. Okay. Some take some vibrance. This will be good for us. Not that much. Some saturation. Okay, now you can see. Yeah, I think this one is better than this. This is our output, and this is our final output. I think it's good, and you can use it. And I think this tutorial is help. If you need more, if you need any kind of help, you can contact me here. My name is Kanak Mahmoud. This is my name. Let's make some bigger for you. I am Kanak Mahmoud. You can make me mail at mahmoudkanak@gmail.com. You can also find me at Facebook, like www.facebook.com/Kanak